Hello?
Hey, Thomas, it's Ty Cook calling you for the appointment. Is now still a good time for you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me pull up your file here. So this is for that mortgage protection coverage that'll take care of the house if something happens to you.
Correct.
Just to confirm on your file, you got your wife listed as your beneficiary and your mortgage balance. Is that all correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And do we need to look at coverage options on you and your wife, or just you?
Well, let's do me right now, but I would like to get prices on both.
Okay, so you're the main priority, and then if there's room in the budget, cover the wife if you can.
Yes, sir.
Okay, makes sense to me. So my job is super simple. These plans are all non-medical, so there's no blood work or physicals. As the underwriter, they just have me run through some basic health questions, ask you about the mortgage, and then from there, I have access to every major A-rated carrier in the U.S., so I could sift through and find you the best rates, best plan, all that good stuff. So let's start off with the health questions. First off, Thomas, how old are you? Alrighty. And then the health questions are not disqualifiers. They're just going to tell me which carrier to go to. In the last 10 years, any cancer, heart attack, stroke, or stents?
None.
Okay. What about any major surgeries?
None.
Okay. And then do you take any prescription meds currently?
Diabetes and high blood pressure, yes.
Okay. For the diabetes, is that pills or insulin?
It is insulin.
Insulin, okay. And then high blood pressure, and then just those two, or is there anything else?
That's it.
All right, easy enough. And then is all your care done through the VA or through the private sector?
Private sector at this point in time.
Okay, got it. All right, and then on the mortgage, the balance, how much is the monthly payment?
I'm in the process of refinancing. That's why I'm doing this.
Oh, I see. Okay. So refining and just want to make sure that it's protected if something happens to you. Okay.
Correct.
All right. And then what is the rough value of the property? Just ballpark. Okay. Easy enough. All right. Let me pull up these plans in my portal here. So main concern here, we just want to make sure if something happens to you, the wife is taken care of. She's not left with that big bill of the mortgage.
Correct.
And we just don't want the bank come knocking on the door to foreclose. We want to take care of that equity. So let me pull up these plans for you. Now, one thing we have to be aware of or cognizant of, Thomas, of course, as you may know, the older we get, these plans, they can kind of creep up in cost if we're not too careful. So I'm guessing, like most clients I talk to, coverage is important, but we got to make sure it's comfortable and doesn't take food off the table.
Yes, sir.
So there's a couple ways to structure the plan. Now, the most cost-effective way to structure these mortgage policies is in the event of your passing, your policy will pay the mortgage for a period of time, whether it's 12 months, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. It'll pay that bill for your wife so she doesn't have to, which will keep the bank away, but also keep your premiums reasonable. Does that make sense?
Okay.
That'll be the most cost effective. We could look at covering the full balance, but I just know doing this a while, at your age, it'll be like taking on another mortgage payment, and we don't want to be overspending on insurance, right? So now we just got to figure out how much time we want to leave behind that still makes sense every month. And so my portal, it just sifted through all the carriers, and it's going to give us some recommendations based on the best price you can qualify for. All right.
Okay.
So the first option it's pulling up would be a plan that pays the mortgage for 12 months, so 1 full year after you pass. And your monthly premium on that one is $124 a month.
Okay.
Now, the second recommendation would be for a year and a half, so 18 months of mortgage payments, and that one is coming in right at $196 a month.
Okay.
Now we can customize it based on your preferences. Do you feel like one of those makes sense, or do we need to adjust?
That's something I'm going to have to sit down and talk to her about.
Okay. And when you bring this to her, do you think she'd be opposed to having the additional help, or is this something you guys have talked about?
No, I'm sure she would, but she would prefer to have the house paid off. You know how they go.
Yeah, I'm married, so I hear you. That plan is not necessarily off the table. Let me look and give you an idea of prices, because I just know it's a stretch for most folks,
Right.
to pay off the full thing. So just when you go to her, and if she asks, you can explain why. Yeah, just as I thought. So if we wanted to pay off the full mortgage when you pass, the monthly premium would be about $1,480, so $1,480 a month.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
so that doesn't make it, based on your reaction. Yeah, that one's out of the picture.
Yeah.
Now, what we can do, because I know I totally appreciate you want to talk with her, the carrier has to think about it as well. They still have to run your application and approve you. Now, what they do allow us to do, if you're open to it, is we could submit for just the bare minimum, just the year, and get you covered for that. And then after you speak with her, if she decides that, hey, I need more time, or you need to adjust, we can certainly do so. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. And do you feel like the 124 at a bare minimum for the full year, do you feel like that's at a bare minimum comfortable for you every month?
Feasible. Yeah, that's feasible.
Okay. So let's do that. I can pull up the application portal. Now, I'm sure you've applied for car, health insurance, home insurance, all that stuff before, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So this application is very similar to those. The carrier just wants to know who they're insuring. So they will ask for a few things from you. Number one, they'll ask for driver's license number to verify identity. Number two, they will ask for your social to verify the medical records, since there's no blood work or physicals. And then number three, they won't draft anything today because you're not fully approved, but they will require the routing and account number on the application, so that once they approve you, they can turn on your insurance for you for that bare minimum. Does that all make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me get this pulled up here. First thing they ask for is driver's license number. You got that handy?
Hold on for a minute. Let me get my glasses on.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay. And then I know you're old. What is your date of birth? All righty. All right. And then legal spelling of your name, I have.
Correct.
Okay. And then, of course, you are married. All righty. And then what is approximate height and weight for you, sir? That's solid, too. All righty.
Yeah.
All right. And then this is the best contact number for you, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then what is the best email for you? Where does that come from?
Actually, that's my church's name.
Oh, that's cool. So you're a pastor?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. Y'all have a big get together around Christmas?
Yes, we sure enough did.
That's good. Some good food, I'm sure. I ate too much around the holidays. All right. Okay, and then Thomas, of course, you are a U.S. citizen. What state were you born in? All right. And then what is your social for the medical record check? Okay. And then, of course, once they approve your policy, they're going to go ahead and mail you a policy packet. What is a good home address to mail that to? All right. So the carrier, the system here in a second, is going to send you a 6-digit code. This is for the HIPAA authorization. So just like when you go to the doctor, this allows the carrier to look at your medical records. Just need you to read off that 6-digit code to me, and I'll punch it in, and then it'll unlock the second half of the application. And then just a couple more pages here. It's going to ask for your routing and account number on file, and then, of course, your beneficiary. Now, your wife is your beneficiary. What is her first name? And then, like I said, they will not draft anything until it's approved, which will take a few days, but they're asking for routing and account number. Is it going to be coming from checking or savings?
It's going to be coming from checking. I'm trying to pull it up now.
Okay.
Let me see. Do activity, quick transfer, nickname, account, settings. Let's see. I'm trying to find a routing number. Okay. The account number.
Righty.
The routing number.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right. And then let me just make sure. So we are, just to start, we are applying for the bare minimum, that full year of mortgage payments. The premium is just $124. Now, since today's Friday, they probably won't give us an approval till early next week, at which point they will draft that initial premium and cover you immediately. So if, God forbid, something happens, that next day, it'll pay the full benefit.
Okay.
And then the reoccurring, since today's the 27th, the reoccurring will just default to the 27th of each month unless you change it and specify the date that you'd like. All right?
Okay.
Any questions on that?
Nah.
Okay. And then it's going to ask me a couple more questions, and then it's going to send you one more 6-digit code. And then it's going to give us an application number, which will also be the policy number. Would you like me to have you write that down, or do you want me to text that over to you?
You text it to me.
Okay. Right. Almost done here, sir. And then with that as well, Thomas, I will go ahead and send you my card and my credentials as well, so you have that for your records. But one more code, same drill as earlier. Americo is sending you a 6-digit code. If you'll read that off to me, this is just saying that you answer all the health questions honestly and that we're submitting the application for coverage. Alrighty. Okay, so from here, we'll get this all submitted. Expect there to be, maybe 1 or 2 day delay just with the holidays. These carriers, some of them are doing half days around these holidays. So it should be approved by Monday, Tuesday of next week. And then they're going to mail your policy packet for your records out to your house. It'll be about 1 to 2 weeks. All right.
Okay.
With that packet, there's nothing you need to do. All the hard stuff is done. That's just for your records, put in a safe spot. And once we jump off the phone, I'll shoot you my contact information, the policy number, and if you have any questions at all, I come with the policy. So reach out to me, and I can help you adjust things if needed.
All righty.
All right, Mr. Thomas. Well, any questions for me before I let you go?
I think that's all good.
All right, sir. Well, you take care. Have a happy new year, and God bless. All right.
You too now.
All right.
Bye-bye.